Hi everyone, Miss Pickard here. I'm going to go over our reading strategies with you. It says star reading strategies, but we can use it with any kind of reading that we do. First, we're going to circle our title. Okay, circle my title. I'm going to kind of circle any pictures or charts or graphs, the captions, bold words, or highlight them. We're going to circle or highlight our paragraph numbers. Okay. In poetry, it's going to look like our number lines or the stanza lines. Okay. BME to divide the passage, so beginning, middle, end. Okay. And you'll do that as you read it through the first time too. Okay. Pi, what is the author's purpose? Okay. Is it to persuade, inform, or entertain? And then I'm going to predict whether it's going to be fiction or nonfiction. Okay. Now I'm going to think about, from the title, I'm going to read the title, and I'm going to think about what the passage is about. Okay. Now before I ever read the passage, read the questions first. Okay. Circle any important words, or if it says look at paragraph whatever, circle that. Okay. That way you know what you're reading for, what information you're wanting to get out of the passage when you read the questions first. Okay. Then you want to actually read the passage. Read it carefully. Think about pictures in your mind as you're reading it. If it's talking about a beach, think of a time maybe you went to the beach and get a picture in your head. Okay? That's what creating a mental images. Okay? Creating that picture in your head. Okay? Look for questions. If you read over something and you're like, oh yeah, that was in the question, go ahead and underline it. Okay? That way when you read your questions again, you can go back and find it pretty easy. And even if you remember the number, write number 3 on there if it was number 3. Or whatever number it might have been. Okay? Point of view, first person, third person, whether I'm writing it or they're writing it about somebody else. What type of story it is, poetry, fiction, nonfiction. Okay? If you don't understand a part, reread it. Okay? I always recommend reading your story at least 2 or 3 times before you actually answer the questions. Okay? Then, after you're reading, you're going to answer the questions. Now, do you have to go in order? No. If you don't understand what one of the questions are, skip it. Don't use your brain power on that question. You can always come back to it, but always make sure that all of your questions are answered. Okay? Go back and find proof where you found your answer. So if it says the word evidence in the story means this, go back in your story and find evidence, circle it, and then by the question you're going to put paragraph 5 or whatever it may be to prove that's where you found your answer. Okay? Then, since we may have decided to skip a question here and there, go back and check all the choices. Check them all. Make sure everything is answered. Okay? Again, I recommend reading that passage at least 2 or 3 times before you answer the questions. Read those questions first before you read the passage, and then answer the questions. Alright? If you have any questions, like always, just let me know.